Hey everyone! This month, in January 2023, we challenged ourselves to recreate one of our older, simpler games in order to get back to the habit of game development. The original game was submitted to Simmer.io for a game jam and was called Cloudy with a Chance of Guano. The game was about a bird that pooped on innocent bystanders in passing vehicles, hence the name. So what is Simmer.io? It's a website where you can upload WebGL games made in Unity. We were actively using Unity at the time, so it looked like a neat place to publish our work. We ended up publishing 3 games there. A slot machine game. This was our first attempt at making a 3D game. We also created assets for a roulette and blackjack table, however these were never used. Cloudy with a Chance of Guano, the subject of today's video. It was our submission for Simmer Jam 1, circa May 2019. Blackjack Brawl, a card-based fighting game which we submitted for Simmer Jam 2 in October of the same year. Perhaps we'll revisit the other 2 games at a later stage. Sadly, there were only ever 2 game jams hosted by Simmer, otherwise we would have been motivated to finish more Unity games. The theme of the jam was minimalism and had only 2 rules, 2 colors and single input.
The gameplay is pretty simple. You're a bird, and you poop on these guys. The goal is to hit as many before you run out of ammo. When you run out, you have 3 seconds to collect more or it's game over. How do you get more shots? Easy. You hit one of these guys. What is this, you might think? It's a loaf of bread, because you know, birds eat bread, and never mind. It sounded like a good idea at the time, besides, we only had 2 days. We had a bunch of different targets. The smaller they are, the harder they are to hit, the more points you'll get. All you have to do is press a button, any button, and the bird rips one out. You couldn't aim, you couldn't move, just poop in place. Nice and simple.
For the game engine, we used Unity. We were actively using Unity at the time. It's a very popular and feature-rich engine and can export your project to pretty much any relevant platform. Plus, Simmer.io is specifically made for hosting Unity games. Unity is a bit slow and bloated nowadays and can take a while to open even a simple project, so we'll try something else for the remake to see what else is out there.
We used Sprite for all of the game's artwork. Sprite is a drawing software designed specifically for pixel art. It's got handy tools for animations as well. All the music and sound effects were created in GarageBand. This was the best tool we had access to at the time, but that's not to say it's a bad tool. We wanted to create our own music for this project instead of just downloading some royalty-free stuff online, and GarageBand came in really handy because it's free.
The game has a few known bugs. For instance, you can still hit an enemy during its death animation and get extra points. You can easily abuse the bread for infinite ammo this way. Also, the death timer isn't always accurate, and sometimes you die even after a last second save. These things will need to be addressed in the new game. The toolset we're using will be different this time around. For the game engine, we'll use Godot instead of Unity. Godot is a free and open source game engine that supports creating 2D and 3D games. It's also very lightweight compared to Unity, which makes it a better match for a simple game like this.
And for the audio side of things, we replaced GarageBand with FL Studio. I went back to using Windows since sadly GarageBand is Mac exclusive. It took me a while to buy a license, but at least I get all the updates for free.
First of all, the screen layout feels off. We'll try to position the UI and game objects in a way that better utilizes the screen real estate. Second, all of the artwork will be redrawn. We have way more time to work on the project compared to the 2 days we had for the original game jam, so we'll put some more effort into creating nicer sprites, animations, and UI elements. We'd like to add some new challenge-oriented game modes too, to test the player's accuracy and reflexes. And possibly even different unlockable color schemes, if they end up looking nice. Maybe even locally saved high scores? We'll continue to document our journey and post our progress throughout January, so stay tuned. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing how it turns out. Thanks for watching.